Hello guys and welcome to this video. In this video I will talk to you about how market has been operating for the last decades. So basically, since the start. How market has always been in the same cycles and so most traders think that different markets and time frames behave differently, and this is absolutely not the case. They don't. The market is fractal. And what I mean by fractal is that the same structure repeats at different scales. And I will show you what I mean by this. So market has always been operating in, let's say, an up push or sideways. And this is what I call, basically sideways or accumulation, and an expansion. Sideways, expansion, sideways, expansion, sideways, and we can expand to the downside. But this is probably for the purpose of going higher up, because we all know that market doesn't trade in this fashion right here, because that would mean that you would simply buy it every time prices may be surfing the 5 EMA, and everyone would have made money. No, price moves kinda in this fashion. We need to sell to buy, and vice versa. So this expansion to the downside right here is probably for the purpose of what? Going sideways and continue the buying again. So how does this look on a real chart? Well, this is a very visual thing, as you guys can see. And you'll probably notice that the market is going sideways, up, sideways, expansion, sideways, expansion, sideways, expansion, sideways, expansion, sideways, expansion. And now we're having a tiny pause in the market. This is probably for the purpose of going sideways and expansion. So this, guys, is how price has always been moving. Just expansion or sideways and expansion, sideways and expansion. So obviously you would want to be a buyer in these points right here where the market is expanding. Or maybe you wait for the market to show bullishness again. So maybe you buy here and here, because this is when money is just abundantly flowing into this market in these expansion legs. And the market is one-sided, so there, like, the possibility of you taking wins is much more higher than you taking trades inside of these areas. So you always want to focus on these legs, with these expansion legs, because that's where the most of the money is going to be made. And this is how market has been moving. Let's see, like from the 1900s. Let's see. As you guys can see, let's take these points right here. We have a huge sideways, but there are no right or wrong way of drawing these kind of things. So as you guys can see, sideways, expansion, sideways, expansion, sideways, expansion, sideways, expansion to the downside, sideways, expansion, sideways, expansion, sideways, expansion, sideways, expansion, sideways, expansion to the downside, but this becomes a bigger expansion, and so on and so on. So what do you think we will find inside of these areas right there, this pink box, on, let's say, a daily or a 3-day? So let's jump to the 3-day. Let's do like this. Well, you see that this market is going sideways, expansion, sideways, expansion, sideways, expansion, sideways, expansion, sideways, expansion, all the time. Market, the cycles doesn't change. Remember that. Sideways, expansion, sideways, expansion, sideways, bigger expansion, or bigger sideways, excuse me, and so on. So now if we go to, let's say, silver in this case. Silver has been trading recently very, very good, very clear structure, and so let's jump to like silver examples right here. So as you guys can see, no matter which asset you choose, market is trading in a similar way. Always the same cycles repeating, sideways expansion, just like this. And what do you think we will find inside of these expansion legs right here? Well, exactly what you saw on Apple. Let's jump to hourly. And same thing here, bigger like sideways. So let me take this example. Now we are on hourly. What do you think we will find inside of these areas on a 5 minute, let's say? Well, let me show you. Guys, same cycles. It's moving up like a ladder, as you guys can see. And same thing here. And we can even jump lower down if you want. So let's do it. So we mark these areas. And what do you think we will find inside of these areas on a 1 minute or maybe a 30 seconds? Let's check. Same cycles repeating across all time frames. You see? Like same cycles repeating. And this sideways action is of course not perfect. So they can be bigger or smaller. But as you guys can see, doesn't matter which time frame we choose. We have now picked a monthly, a daily, a hourly, a 5 minute and a 30 second. It doesn't matter which time frame you choose, market moves the same. But what's the most important stuff is where you look for these kind of key moments, let's say. And these kind of cycles repeats on crypto, forex, stocks, and indices, and even on tulip. Let's say tulip chart. Okay, let's do like this. As you guys can see, if we zoom in on this, tulip has been moving in the same way as this market. Wait, let me do like this. And this is from the 1600s. Market moves, well, we don't see so well here, but let's sideways expansion, sideways expansion, sideways expansion to the downside, but probably for the purpose of accumulating. That's exactly what we see here. And then we go up, and inside of these legs right here, let's say that this is a weekly chart, and inside of this high push higher, high push, you will probably find on a daily chart exactly the same thing, sideways action and expansion, and same thing here to the downside. Market has always been operating like this, guys. So with this knowledge, guys, what you can do today is well, immediately when you see a market that is moving higher, so a bullish structure to the upside, just like this, just like silver, and this is not a financial advice, you could simply just, let's pick this area for example. When you know that market is moving sideways, expansion, sideways, and probably expansion, because you look at the past, you analyze the past, and see the recent price action to decide which area or where price is most likely heading towards. Anyways, so this is a bullish market, as you guys can see. So sideways, expansion, sideways, probably expansion, guys. So what you can do inside of these areas right here is that you jump lower, maybe to a hourly, let's say. So whenever price is starting to move, maybe you wait for price to move higher up from this area. So right now we're just watching this area right here. You wait for a sideways and an expansion above the EMAs, and then you wait for sideways, and this is the sideways action I'm talking about, and immediately you buy stop that high right there and protect under these lows right there. So you basically take a buy position just like this and throw it a little bit under this candle and take it to the upside, and this is a loss. Okay, so maybe you wait for price to move a little bit more, and you take this buy stop right here. You simply just take that and throw it under this this candle low right there and wait to get tapped in. This candle doesn't tap us in, and you get tapped in, and now you're in the trade. So this is like, me explaining this to you guys is a trade plan in itself. But I need you guys to go and look for yourself and be curious about this stuff, because whenever you're curious, you're gonna learn the most. Just think back when you was a kid. Everything you did was with curiosity, right? So that's where most of you're basically gonna learn faster. And take pictures of this, guys. Take pictures of this and see it for yourself. So the same thing here, guys. Moving sideways. Let's jump down here. And let's check on the hourly here. Or even a 4 hour. Doesn't really matter. So you could even have a simple rule that says whenever price gets above 50% of this range, you're interested. So I would say that this is 50% of this range. So whenever price is moving, have an up push and sideways, have an up push and sideways, you basically buy stop this previous high and throw your stop below that low, below the recent low. And same thing here. You wait for a up push higher and throw it. You see that market is moving towards the upside, sideways, upside, sideways. You basically buy stop this high right here and throw it under this stop or under that low. And maybe you have some break-even rules that says whenever price is moving, I don't know, have strength above my entry, you basically move your whole position to break even. Well, this was a little bit of a shorter video, guys, but hopefully you learned something, and I would suggest you guys go and check this out and see for yourself that the market is moving in sideways. The market is moving sideways, expansion, sideways, expansion all the time, and these are the key points that you want to be a buyer in. So yeah, feel free to comment down below, guys, and give this video a like and press the subscribe button if you found this interesting. Thank you, guys.